Hey everybody, it's week 8. This week is midterm, so probably toward the end of this week or maybe early next week, you'll see midterm grades on Roar. Those grades will include everything that we've done so far up to this point, except there won't be time to put in your E1 revision. So that may not be in there, but everything else will be in there. We have quite a bit of work to do. So we're really more at like maybe 40 or 45% of your grade, not really 50% of your grade. So just keep that in mind when you take a look at your midterm grade. The other thing this week is that we're beginning our second essay. We're beginning E2. We're moving on from E1 and the E1 revision. So E2 is critical analysis. Critical analysis is essentially analyzing a work. You'll have the option for a song, a poem, or a bill, a legal bill, a congressional, either state or federal, doesn't matter. Those things you'll be analyzing critically to come to your own debatable interpretation about what they mean. So we'll talk about that in just a little bit. In terms of what we're doing this week, obviously, watch the overview video, which you're doing right now. The E2 assignment guidelines are here. We have some new resources about writing critical analysis essays, and there are some things in the writing essays folder, so those two folders are important. Also this week we're covering subject-verb agreement and pronoun use, so make sure you take a look at the resources in here before you get too very far. Your activities and assignments for this week are a topic forum. So you'll have to go through and do your brainstorming and all of that for your E2 assignment. And then you need to take this pronoun agreement and subject-verb agreement quiz. So initial posts by Thursday in the forum, replies by Sunday, and then take your quiz by Sunday. So this is a good time for a reminder that all of the activities and assignments you do, the notes and the resources and the learning part of that are in the readings and resources. So you should always be very carefully reading those readings and resources. So that's the week in overview, but let's talk really briefly about your E2 critical analysis assignment guidelines. This one, the points are upped. This one's 100 points instead of 50 or 75 like the last one was. This one will be due at the end of week 10, so that's this week, next week, and all of the week after. We're taking a little bit less time on this one. This one, critical analysis, is probably different from anything you've done yet, unless you were in some sort of literature class in high school. But even critical analysis is a little bit different from literary analysis, but it follows kind of that same path. So here are your requirements. This one can be no longer than 4 full pages long. So it's a little bit more than last time, but not a whole lot. The purpose of this one is again to write persuasively, but it's a persuasive analysis. So instead of giving your own opinions and thoughts about something and gathering everything you can find, you're being very specific to one work, one text, and you're setting forth your debatable interpretation of it. So you have 3 options this time. The first one, would you vote for this bill? So there's all sorts of legislation out there that has been proposed and put forth. Your job is to choose just one, find the actual full text of it, and analyze it to decide would you vote for it, and you're answering why you would or wouldn't. So if you choose this one's maybe a little trickier, so you'll automatically receive 5 bonus points for this one if you do this one. The second one, you can choose a song and give your interpretation of the underlying message, so not the surface message, the underlying message. You want to choose your song very carefully on this one because it has to have a complex message. It has to have complicated lyrics and a lot going on in it. For example, I wouldn't choose Pharrell's Happy to do this one because that's a pretty surface song. He's saying, no matter what, be happy. There's not a whole lot to it than that. It's a fine song, but it's not something that you can really get complex into an analysis of. So there's that one. The third one, if you really do like poems and short stories and other pieces of literature, you can choose a poem or a short story to analyze. So again, this one's up to you. I would try not to choose one that has been analyzed to death already, so maybe not a classic. For example, I wouldn't choose Shirley Jackson's The Lottery, or I wouldn't choose any of Shakespeare's sonnets. You want to choose something, I would say try to choose something that's relatively new, maybe something that has been published since 2005. Something that you can analyze that not a lot of people are talking about yet. So all of those, you'll notice I'm talking about choose complex, choose unique. This is something that you should be used to because last time we talked a lot about making sure that your topic and your thesis statement were very unique. So here are your do's and don'ts. Those are the things that you need to think about as you're doing your critical analysis. These are the specific skills this time. Last time we were just focusing on kind of organizing a basic academic essay. This time it's a little bit more. I'm really going to be looking at the uniqueness and the depth of your thinking, your analysis, how well you integrate quotes and paraphrases from the text into your body paragraphs. We're going to work on MLA citations this time, and we'll be full on with proofreading skills. So here are your graded parts. The grading rubric is here, and then this time in a separate document, but you'll turn them in at the same time, you have to have a reflection for this essay. So here are your reflection questions. This is more informal, but it needs to be done and turned in at the same time in the same Turnitin submission link as your E2 assignment. So that's the overview for this week and for what we're going to do for the next couple weeks. Hope you have a great week, and I will talk to you later. As always, if you need me, come find me or email me. See you guys.